Hello, I am the maniacal Dr. Watts, and welcome back to Duskers. Last time we had a successful foray into a couple more derelict ships, and we have gotten an objective to look at more specifically military vessels, looking for additional information on what happened. And I can tell you that I know that there are a few more objectives to find simply by exploring other sort of various ships and stations of particular types. So, unfortunately, though, we can't go to this one because it's under quarantine. And we don't have the pass to go into a quarantine vessel yet. We've been very unlucky in finding those. I'm also going to go ahead and do a thing. I'm going to unequip the long-range scanner. I think we have very little more use of it. And we can always re-equip it back in. We have plenty of fuel, so I think we want to have our end goal, our not our end goal, but our idealized goal of going through the system would be to go through every single system clockwise and end up at the Stargate, but I don't think that would really be possible. I think we actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think we're going to skip over that private class ship because we have very little use of it. Like, other than potential information, I don't. Maybe we should go there. We'll see exactly how much fuel we have once we get over there. So we're going to travel over. I think we're going to visit every single space station. And we have a little bit of scrap, but I don't really think there's anything we want to use it for in particular. Just hold on to it since we have the chance. Yeah, and let's go ahead and go onto the ship. Ooh. Scanning. Scrap found in room R2. Updating schematic. Infestation types detected. 1. Hull integrity medium. Age 197. Stable. Name Wicklow. Class Space Station B. Directive Communication Relay. Crew 5. Oh my god. Hull unknown. 93,102 communications found in archive. 93,102 corrupted. Holy mackerel. Okay. Yeah, we really want to get into that room. That's a handful, nay, a fistful of scrap for us to look for. Dang it. Let's see. R4, so we just move them forward a little bit. So this is something. Tell them to scan. We can immediately see how much additional fuel we have on hand. Let's see what we get. No propulsion fuels, but we did get a jump cell, which is really good. Well, that means that we can explore more of this particular galaxy. Now, I'm going to tell 3 to scan for motion. So we know that that direction is unsafe, and we have inconclusive information on the other side of the room. We don't really have a good way to move forward at this moment. R5 is going to be difficult to explore, it seems. Ooh, this is really not that great, actually. Yeah, this is... Oh, I forgot to unequip speed boost and lure. I wasn't paying attention. Chat, why didn't you tell me? Or future comments, not chat. What's the way to move forward? What's the best way to move forward, I should say? This is actually surprisingly difficult because essentially we have no way to herd anybody around. We could take a risk. In opening up airlock 2, close it, vent whatever is in the room out to guarantee that the room is safe. Because effectively that's the only room that we could really move forward into. Hope that in either that room or the room next to it that there is a power thingy. And that would allow us to continue to explore. Because effectively right now we have no way to herd enemies around. Let's really quickly navigate 3 down to R4. Let's do motion in here. So this is also somewhat interesting. So we know we don't know about R5, but we know that the room directly underneath it is safe. Oh, you know what? In this case, actually, okay. We now have a way to check that room next to it. Not very effectively, mind you, but it is a way, and also even going into the room will be very dangerous. But this also lets us know that in the room underneath us, we are inconclusive we have zero information on whether or not there's something underneath us currently in room R2. I could use teleport. It seems as though the room is safe, though. But again, like, we don't know. We have no clue what infestation type we're currently dealing with. And it's really, really important to actually know what infestation type we're dealing with. I wonder. So I've heard tales on the internet. I don't know what that. You can sometimes. I don't hear anything in that room. So what we're gonna do. I'm pretty certain that this room is safe, but we don't know for sure. We're just gonna peek our head in. Well, seems as though the room is safe. Yeah, okay. There's our additional power, so I was correct in sort of thinking that this approach would probably work. Do we need to remote into it? Keep in mind that, like, remote's a very valuable thing because potentially you can power a room that you don't necessarily have to be in, which means that an enemy can be in there as well as powering it. I don't think we're going to remote at the moment because we don't really have a good reason to do it. Okay, that noise. Oh boy. R6, the room with the power, has a chance of being hit, and then an unknown room. Okay. This always terrifies me. What drone was I controlling? Nope, that was actually navigate 4 over to R5. Wait, whoa. 4. What the heck just happened? Okay, that's really bad. Navigate 3 and 4 into R1. Now, I tend to get extremely nervous about asteroids. Okay, well, never mind. Navigate 4 into R1. Because effectively, the only safe place, unless it tells you where those meteors are going to be hitting, is, I also have a good reason to remote into R6 now. I'm going to move Doc with A6. A6. Navigate 1 into R1. Close back up the dock. Open up this room. And I'm trying to mitigate how many people we have on the field. That's not a good way of putting that. Sort of mitigate how many drones we have out, just so that way we're not having to worry about necessarily evacuating out of rooms. A god dang pipe ruptured in R5, and that's why we're having that issue in there. Okay. Seems as though it's safe. I'm going to manually drive, just in case it's... Okay. If we... there's no good... Wait, there is a way to do this. Navigate 1 and 3 to R1. So apparently this is going to be using extensive use of docking. Dock up to A3. And I want to see if I use... Okay. So we now have a way to detect if there's anything in R2. We kind of need to be quick about this because effectively we have... Oh. Okay, this is dangerous, but I'm going to trust that that was the only enemy in there. We also don't know what the enemy looks like, which means that that vent could be cause for spooks. Navigate 1 immediately back into R1. I think this is as good as... Yeah, Ooh. Okay. Okay. We're gonna navigate 2 over to R1. This is one way to do this. We're gonna close up A1, and now what I'm going to plan on doing, we remote into R3. I think we... Can I just go like that? Nope. Man, we're having serious signal issues on all of our bots. Some of them are probably just going to be permanently undone. Effectively. If we go motion... Oh, this is such a bad idea. Now, we're not going to be able to know for sure. I'm actually going to open up... nope. Okay. We have to do them one at a time to guarantee that they move out of that room and down. That's the only way to guarantee it is to essentially walk them out of both rooms. Now, we can't move them off to the right, unfortunately. Because if we open up that room that's full of radiation, it'll vent out into all the other rooms. And make them impassable. So, close the door. Open up this door, and we just gotta wait some more. Now... Okay, that's what I was waiting for. R6 R7 and R6. Okay, so we don't need to worry too much about those collisions. I think navigate 1 to D9. This should be... What? Oh, right. I don't like that. Get that. And we can begin, yeah. I don't like the fact that you can't navigate. You have to navigate to a room and then to a door. You can't just navigate to a door. I don't know. Maybe that's because it actually needs a direction. That sort of makes sense, but even then it should still be able to pathfind and it just should change. Whatever. That's a minor nitpick on my part. Oh, okay. Yep. And that's what happens when rooms get destroyed. And then it fills up with radiation. We're leaving. That's it. We got what we wanted. This was a very successful trip. Unfortunately, we lost a little bit of drone health. I don't think we'll actually I don't think we even can repair that. It'll only let you repair in like groups of 10, I think. So that's somewhat unfortunate, but not too bad. We got an additional jump fuel, but that won't help us in exploring. Oh, I also wasn't paying attention. These are odd variables. Yeah, we're gonna skip over that private class, even though I would really like to visit it. I think this is just more worth it in general. Now, one thing I want to do, not in there, but in there, pop these off. This drone doesn't need a speed boost, and they also don't need a lure. We now have 2 speed boosts. That's really good. We also have 18 scrap. Now keep in mind, other than fixing stuff up, I don't think there's actually anything we want to do at the moment, which means that I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to hold on to the scrap because of the trading post. And we actually want to see what they have, but we're going to explore our way up to it. So I think we're good to just go ahead and board and go. I would really love to do something with Tommy, but it's so expensive to fix up, like from 0 to 110. And unless we were gaining an additional slot, there isn't like a great reason to really do that. So I think we're good to go. Scanning inconclusive. Infestation types detected. 2. Hull integrity medium. Age 243. Volatile. Name Thumasia. I'm gonna go with that, Thumasia. Fuel Depot C. Directive Refinery. Crew 1. Hold unknown. 14,052 communications found in archive. 14,052 corrupted. So we can go ahead and hit begin. Immediately scan. Immediately get. Yo, okay. So the benefit... Oh, whoops. Accidentally turned off icons. Ooh, and we actually found a little bit of scrap. Now that's not too bad, actually. Navigate 1 over to R2. Actually, those sensors are perfectly fine. So we open up D10 and we open up D12. Open up D8. Navigate numero uno through door D8. He's having a hard time. Okay, so So there's a power thingy in here. We can go ahead and get. Now the one issue we might have. So we know that we got an enemy out of room 4, but we don't know for sure that that room is empty. So opening up this door is technically a risk, but it's a pretty safe-ish risk. We're going to do this, and we're going to herd that enemy back into that room. I'm going to take a risk and open up D14, but manually drive into the room. Close D12. Okay. And I'm pretty certain that R5 is safe. First, let's actually just go ahead and get what's in here. We're going to close D14. We got an additional propulsion fuels, and we got an additional jump. We got 2 additional jump cells. That's really good. So I'm fairly certain that room R5 is empty, but we close D14 just in case. And we're going to immediately back out of there because there is a grate. Now this is somewhat unfortunate, the way that these rooms are organized. If I wanted to avoid using remote power to explore that final little room down there, I could. It would require using both a sensor, docking over, let's just use I have to oops I need to actually specify what room. So we're going to herd this enemy out, going upwards. Now we could interface with that that terminal, but there's not really anything that we can gain out of that terminal. What? R4. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do, navigate 1 into R2. We're going to just avoid that room. Even though, so the thing about the thing in particular with those asteroid collisions is that that initial chance can either go up or down at the second time it gets triggered. It seems as though that's also a particularly, like, that's a sliver of a room. I highly doubt that if there was anything in there, they're still in there. What is that noise? That... Okay, I know it was quiet for a long moment there, but I'm actually suspicious that there's something in there. That's what it sounds like. Who has... Okay, we're gonna navigate forward over to R6. Like, do you hear that sort of like, it's sort of gooshy? We're gonna drop a lure, navigate 4 over to R2. I'm highly suspicious that there's actually something in that room. But they're just not moving out for some reason. If they don't go for the lure, don't really know. So is it a bot then? That doesn't sound like a bot though. I might just be... Maybe that's the sound of the generator, actually. I'm going to actually move through this room. There's nothing in here. Good going, me. Alright, that was just me being hyper paranoid. Luckily. Unfortunately, we did use the upgrade, which means that we're still going to lose benefit from it. But... first of all, we have a second one. Second of all, we can do pick up on 4. The lure didn't get used, so we can just pick it right back up. Hit end. And that's another one cleared. Hit. 45% chance. Let's exit before it even gets the chance. That was a successful trip. Scan is deteriorating. That's definitely something we need to fix. That's a need to fix. And remote power. So let's we're actually going to unequip remote power for the moment, because until we fix it, I don't want to really risk. It's too useful to risk it potentially breaking. Scan. We have plenty of scrap. We are flush with scrap, which means that scan immediately gets fixed. Unfortunately, track doesn't, because it just isn't as useful. We could fix remote power, but what I'm thinking instead is we keep the additional scrap and we use it to gain additional fuel at the depot. Because we'll be either, like, out in our main tank or almost out in our main tank, which means that that'll be very valuable. It's extremely expensive, though. So we'll see what exactly we'll go for once we get there, but, I forgot to actually do the fix. That is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.